Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about preventing an accidental discharge due to your firing pin being stuck forward with your Palmetto PX-9. This is something that I experienced about a week ago. This is not a negligent discharge. This is not something that happened because of an error that I made in handling the gun. I had cleaned the gun the prior day. However, when you're cleaning the bolt, it's a little difficult to get inside the channel where the firing pin runs. And apparently, I hadn't cleaned it good enough, and the firing pin got stuck in the forward position. So, what I did is, I put the magazine in the gun. Okay, I had the gun pointed downrange. Actually, I didn't even have my finger on the trigger. I pulled the charging handle back like this. Okay, I had the gun downrange into the dirt. I let it go, and bam. Okay, so I thought about that for a few minutes, and then I realized what had happened because my hand was nowhere near the trigger, and the only possibility is that the firing pin was stuck forward because the last time, the day before, rather, when I cleaned the bolt, I had not cleaned the inside of the bolt where the firing pin runs good enough. So what happened is the firing pin got stuck forward, right? And when I pulled this back and let it go, it went forward with the firing pin forward and immediately struck the primer and fired the gun. I was aware of the possibility that this could happen in any gun that has a free-floating firing pin, but up until this point, it was more theoretical. It never happened to me in the 12 years that I've been training people. However, last week it actually happened to me. Now, because I was aware of the theoretical possibility, every time I either charge the gun, or even if the gun is, let's say, the gun's locked open, right? When I send it home, I point the gun down, right? I never, release the bolt when the gun is pointed up. I always keep it down when I send the bolt home. Because I was aware of the theoretical possibility. But yeah, like I said, now it's actual. It's actually happened to me, and it can happen to you. Let's take this gun apart and talk about why and how this could happen. How can you can prevent it? Okay, so I cleaned this gun this morning, and this gun has shot about 500 rounds today. So this is a 500 round cleaning. As you can see, that's coming up pretty dirty. I'm using the Government carb choke cleaner. This thing's like $3.50, so it's cheaper than the typical gun blaster, and it's you get more of it, so that's why I use that. Get in there. So yeah, just after 500 rounds, this gun is pretty dirty. Okay. So it doesn't take much to. There you go. Okay, so that's all coming out relatively clean. Okay, let me pull out the bolt. Same deal, let's give this thing cleaning. And obviously I'm doing this fast now because I don't want to bore you guys too much with the actual cleaning, but it might be useful for some people to see. And cleaning is cleaning, you just gotta get the gun clean. So I keep different size rods. Spray something down the barrel. Okay. That's clean. Okay, so that's coming out pretty clean. I'm happy with that. Let's clean the charging handle. Surprised how much dirt actually builds up on the charging handle. Okay, so that's clean. Okay, so now let's get to the part that I really wanted to talk about. Okay. the bolt. Let me pull out the firing pin, and I need a pick. There you go. Managed to pull the pin out without a pick. Let me pull out. Okay, there's my firing pin. So this is just 500 rounds. I cleaned it this morning. You can see how that's already dirty. So that's the problem. That's the culprit here. Now here's the problem with this. With the AR-15 bolt, I'm usually able to take a 22 rod, run it straight through the back, and get in there and clean it. And I can't really do that with this. In fact, what I use is I have this little brush over here, right? A wire thin brush with some bristles, and I really can't even get that in there. Okay, so it's not easy to get anything in there to really clean it. So my only choice is to just basically blast it. Until I find something that's thin enough and has bristles, I really don't have a better way of getting inside this bolt and cleaning this channel. And that's the reason why I had that accidental discharge, and that's also the reason why I'm not calling it a negligent discharge, because just because of the way this is set up, I don't have an easy way to get inside that channel and clean that. I tried putting a Q-tip in there, that wouldn't fit. So like I said, I shot this morning. I'm sorry, I cleaned it this morning. This gun's had about 500 rounds today, and you can see how it gets really dirty with the 9mm. I mean, 9mm is just really dirty ammo. You know, especially lately, it seems like ever since the whole coronavirus, ammo shortage. I think that they're just using. I think that all manufacturers, like even like let's say like Winchester White Box, I think they're all using like dirtier gunpowder, because I'm just finding that these guns are just getting dirty really fast. Never had a problem with my Glocks in the past. In prior years, before I bought these Palmettos, I primarily shot all the 9mm through my Glock 17, and sometimes I would go like 2,000 rounds, 3,000 rounds before I bothered cleaning it. Never had a problem. This year, I'm finding that with I mean, obviously I'm doing a lot more shooting this year, so I have two Palmetto PX-9s, and I'm finding that I gotta clean them at least every 500 rounds, so that I don't have a problem. And I don't know if they're just being, if the gunpowder they're using is just dirtier this year, or if it's just that the Glocks just handle the dirt a lot better. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. So the firing pin is, again, this is the main thing I want to focus on now as a safety concern. I want to make sure that this firing pin is smooth so it does not get stuck in that hole and get stuck forward. And like I said in the video, when I close my bolt, when I send the bolt home, I'm always pointing the gun down. I don't do the gun pointing up thing. I know a lot of guys like to hold it up so they can see what's going on in their work area. As a safety concern, I always have people close the bolt, with the gun pointed down. Now, I understand in a combat situation, yeah, you want to keep it up so you can see what's going on, but I'm not in a combat situation. I'm in a training situation, training civilians. So I'm more concerned with not having an accident. So that's why, anytime anybody sends the bolt home, I insist that the gun be pointed into the ground. And like I said earlier, up until this point, it was all theoretical for me, until I actually had that accident, and where the firing pin was stuck forward, and it actually set the round off. So careful not to drop this cotter pin. Get that back in there. There it is. Got that in. And I just gotta oil the stuff up and put it back into the gun. But yeah, so that's what I want to share with you guys. It's actually reality. The firing pin can get stuck forward, and it can set the round off when the bolt goes forward. And that's basically how an open bolt system works, like on an actual Uzi, not the American style Uzis, but the actual Uzis, for example, that are open bolt. When you pull the charging handle back, it stays open, right? Then when you release the trigger, the trigger basically just gets, the sear just gets out of the way, and the bolt goes. The firing pin is actually stuck forward, right? Or rather, it doesn't have a firing pin. It's just there's a pin that's sticking out of the bolt. And it goes forward, and it fires the round, and then the bolt gets back. So essentially, if the firing pin gets stuck forward, it's going to function like an open bolt design. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. By the way, the best way to clean your hands, WD-40. That's the best way to get this dirt off your hands. Good cleaning solution. Not good for gun lubrication, but really good for cleaning your hands. If you guys are not a member of my channel, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.